Good morning children. Welcome to online classes DEO Nalgonda. Today we shall see B reading of third unit of our class, Another Woman poem. Another Woman is a poem written by Dr. Imtiaz Dharkar. She was a great poet and particularly a feminist. In this poem, she explains about the sufferings of a woman which were happened at her in-laws' home, and these kind of incidents were very common in 19th and 20th centuries, but these are deteriorated because of women education nowadays. Though it is decreased, some discrimination, gender discrimination and women harassment is evident nowadays too. Now we shall go to the poem. All of you look into your textbooks. This morning she bought green methi in the market, choosing the finest bunch, picked up a white radish, imagined the crunch it would make between her teeth, the sweet sharp taste, then put it aside, thinking it an extravagance. Counted her coins out carefully, tied them a small bundle into her saree at the waist. Came home, faced her mother-in-law's dark looks, took the leaves and chopped them. Her hands stained yellow from the juice. Cut an onion fine and cooked the whole thing in the pot over the stove, shielding her face from the heat. The usual birds came and beat their wings against her. The money spent, curses heaped upon her parents, who had sent her out to darken other people's doors. She crouched as usual on the floor beside the stove. When the man came home, she did not look into his face nor raised her head, but bent her back a little more. Nothing gave her the right to speak. She watched the flame hiss up and beat against the cheap old pot, a wing of brightness against its blackened cheek. This was the house she had been sent to, the man she had been bound to, the future she had been born into. So when the kerosene was thrown, just a moment of surprise, a brilliant spark. It was the only choice that she had ever known. Another torch blazing in the dark. Another woman. We shield our faces from the heat. Yes. This morning she bought green methi in the market, choosing the finest bunch. Picked up the white radish, imagined the crunch it would make between her teeth, the sweet sharp taste, then put it aside, thinking it an extravagance. Yes. So the woman, here a married woman, she went to market to buy vegetables and she bought some green methi. Green methi means fenugreek. Methi means fenugreek. And picked up a white radish, and she imagined the crunch it would make between her teeth, and its sharp taste, sweet and sharp taste. But she did not buy it. She put it aside. She felt that it is an extravagance. That means here we can understand the her in-law has given her some money and bought and asked her to buy some vegetables which are particularly asked by or ordered by her only. So here the woman did not have choice to buy the vegetables which she wished, and that's why she put it aside. She wanted to buy it, but she could not buy it because of her in-laws. And then she counted her coins out carefully, tied them a small bundle into her sari to waste. Yes, because she is to answer her in-law. That's why she did not buy that radish. She simply counted her coins and put the coins at her waist. Came home, faced her mother-in-law's dark looks, took the leaves and chopped them, her hands stained yellow from the juice. So then she returned home. After coming home, she looked at the dark looks of her in-laws, and that means she was frightened on looking her in-law. And she sat there and took that green methi leaves and chopped them. Chopped means cut. She cut them into pieces, and her hands stained yellow from the juice. Because of the green methi juice, her hands became yellow. Cut an onion fine and cooked the whole thing in the pot over the stove, shielding her face from the heat. Yes, then she cut an onion and she put the whole thing in a pot and she put it over the stove and shielding the face from the heat. Here, shielding the face from heat means here fire is coming out from the stove and she was shielding her face. Not only this one, the inner meaning of this phrase is shielding her face from heat, shielding her face not only from the heat but also from the dark looks of her in-laws. She bent down her face and she protected her face, shielding her face with her hand. Then the usual words came and beat their wings against her. The money spent, curses heaped upon her parents who had sent her out to darken other people's doors. Yes. Then the usual words, regular words. Regularly her in-laws used to scold her. So those usual words were coming out and they beat their wings against her. That means she was scolding her loudly and regarding the money she spent. And she not only cursing the woman, but also she was cursing her parents also. Why? Because these parents sent her their home to darken their home. That means they are feeling that after this woman's arrival, their home became dark. That means they were facing a lot of problems. She crouched as usual on the floor beside the stove. When the man came home, she did not look into his face nor raise her head, but bent her back a little more. Nothing gave the right to speak. Yes. She crouched. Crouch means putting our hands and legs in like this, together like this. This position is called crouch. So she crouched as usual on the floor beside the stove when the man came. The man came. Who is the man here? Her husband. Her husband came home she did not look into his face nor raise her head. She did not even look into his face nor raised her head. Why? Because he is also not friendly with him, with her. He is also generally used to torture her along with his mother. That's why she could not even raise her head and looked at him, but bent her back a little more. Yes. Instead of looking at her, she bent her back. And that means she had more fear to her husband than her in-law. Nothing gave her right to speak. That means in that in-law's home, the women do not have any right to speak a word. She watched the flame hiss up and beat against the cheap old pot, a wing of brightness against its blackened cheek. Yes. She watched the flame hiss up. The flame is hiss up and beat against the old cheap pot. Cheap old pot. So the flame is hissing up. Here, the scoldings of her in-law and her husband were like the flame which was hissing up and beat against the old cheap pot. Here, the old cheap pot was the woman herself. These scoldings were beating her, and a wing of brightness against its blackened cheek. So when these fire is hissing up, she could see some a wing of brightness against the blackened cheek of that old pot. This was the house she had been sent to, the man she had been bound to, the future she had been born into. She was thinking that regarding her in-laws' home. This was the house she had been sent to. She had been sent by her parents to this house, and this is the man she had been bound to, and she should be bound to him, and her future. The future she had been born into, all the future for the rest of life she has to live in that house only. She was thinking about her in-laws' home and in-laws' torture and husband's torture. Then when the kerosene was thrown, just a moment of surprise, a brilliant spark. It was the only choice that she had ever known. Now, that woman was thinking her past life in her in-laws' home and her future, how would be her future. Thinking like that, and when the kerosene was thrown, she herself thrown the kerosene and lit herself. It was the only choice that she had ever known. She had no choice to live there. She felt that she would be tortured by her in-law and her husband. That's why she thrown kerosene herself and lit herself. Another torch blazing in the dark. Another torch means earlier a torch was there. That means in those days it was common committing suicide with the harassment at in-laws' home, and blazing in the dark. Another woman, we shield our faces from heat. Yes, we shield our faces from heat. We have to protect ourselves from the things like that. That means as human beings now we have to feel ashamed to see such things, such incidents. So we have to protect women, and we have to educate them and stop the things happening like this. Okay, children. Hope you are all understood the poem. Now I will give you some questions to you. Write in your notebook and answer them and show it to your teachers. The first question is, what did the woman buy? What did the woman buy in the market? Then the second one, why didn't the woman buy radish? Actually, she wanted to buy the radish, but she could not buy. Why? The third one, what kind of a man was her husband? The fourth one, why did the woman crouch on the floor? She crouched on the floor. Why? The fifth one, write a critical appreciation of this poem. Write a critical appreciation of this poem, Another Woman. And the sixth one, write some suggestions for women empowerment in the present society. What should the women do, and what should the others do for their welfare and for their empowerment? So write all these questions and answer them and show it to your teachers. Okay, children, we shall meet in the next class. Thank you.